quality of the team we have put together for this current general elections is one of my proudest achievements. This Dream 15 is made up of achievers and successful people, and of members with a genuine grounding in their communities and inspired by the love they have for people. These are what set this team apart from the so-called alternative. Ours is one of continuity and renewal, and built with a determination to expand opportunities for youth and women. If elections are about choices, which they are, then the choice this election is clearer than in any previous poll. Love wins every time. Care wins every time. Competence wins every time. Performance beats old talk every time.
It's not really complicated. Elections are about choice. Between 2008 and 2013, 1,265 youth engaged with the GIAP. Between 2014 and 2017, 3,725 youth engaged with the Amani program, with a spend of over $190 million. So let's keep moving. Vote NNP. Vote competence.
It's not really complicated. Elections are about choices. Between 2008 to 2013, the economy regressed every year. Between 2014 to 2017, the economy grew every year. Vote competence. Vote NNP.
It's not really complicated. Elections are about choice. Between 2008 and 2013, $70 million was spent on scholarships for youth. Between 2014 and 2017, $185 million was spent on scholarships for youth. Vote NNP. Vote competence.
Every election campaign is full of old talk and grand promises. Let history be your guide. Is who likely to better perform in government. Election is not about choosing perfect. They are about choosing the best one offer. Vote competent. Vote the NNP.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, you're right, man. Hey, morning, sir. All right. Yes, folks. It is hard talk. Yeah. Hey, and let's tell people what meetings they have right now.
Yeah,
We'll tell them tonight.
Right
yeah.
St. Andrews, Northeast. Yeah. Senator Skeeter Lewis. Yeah. Symmetry, Tivoli. That's right around by around the bamboo area, right around the bridge in Tivoli, right there. There'll be a meeting tonight starting at 7 p.m. Right? By candidate Kate Lewis.
Yes.
So come out in your numbers and support.
Yeah, I think I'll be there.
Yeah.
Also in Concord, St. John, it's going to be starting at 6:30 this evening. That's going to be Brother Alvin DeBrio. Yeah, man, the Western Zone there. Yeah, he's going to be having that meeting at the Concord Junction in St. John for 6:30 this afternoon. I think I'll be there as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I know I'm making that, huh?
Also, well, I shouldn't say because I'm not too sure about the joint meeting in St. Andrews.
Yeah, there's a joint meeting in St. Patrick West. That's St. Patrick West joint meeting with St. Patrick East and St. Mark. That's taking place in Davie at 6:30 p.m. as well. So any other constituencies that have a meeting and we may not have given that information,
Give us a call.
give us a call, yeah? But we can tell you for sure, we know in St. John, Concord Junction for 6:30 in St. Patrick.
Well, St. Patrick's. Yeah,
right, St. Patrick West, joint meeting with St. Patrick East and St. Mark in Davie. That's for 6:30. And St. Andrew?
In St. Andrews, Northeast. That's right there by the cemetery, right in Tivoli, right around by the bridge. And so, right, come out is candidate Skeeter Lewis will be there, and she and her team. Come out and support.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know there will be a list of other meetings. So all the other constituencies have the information. Give us a call, right? And so because we do not have the information on our fingertips like that, let us know.
And then some of you have been changing your meetings.
Yeah.
So it's becoming a little difficult for us to be able to come and speak with certainty and say that meeting A is here and meeting there is there and so on. I mean, it's nothing new. That happens in every campaign. You have that happening. But it is kind of difficult for us. So in case, just give us a call and let us know, right? So, okay, Popo, so you can't say that we didn't do the thing and we didn't think and we didn't think, right? Okay? Nice, good, right. Patsy, good morning. Tavane, morning. I'm seeing Aldit and Ivy and Gloria and Errol and Renwick and Jillian and Kalisha and Julius. Oh, folks, just remember, like and share the video. Like the video and then share it, yeah? So like and share the video so that we can spread it all over. Everyone would have the opportunity to see what's going on. Yes, somebody's asking for more volume. Somebody else saying they're hearing clear. Somebody say they're not hearing anything. Somebody else is saying up the volume. I wonder in which to up the volume.
Well, we'll try a little bit of everything that they request. But
let's try it from here. If it's not here and you're still hearing the problem, those of you via the stream, if you're still hearing that problem, that means you had to get the technical man to come back inside and sort that out. Yeah.
Before we go any further, to all those on the live, all those of you who are following us via the live, Facebook and so, I mean, on behalf of myself and Sheldon Hard Talk, we really appreciate your presence every day, giving us the encouragement, right, to continue to share, right, the information that we share, and so. And please keep up the good work. Be present. Help motivate us and help motivate the Grenadian people to understand the issues and so to make that crucial decision on March 13th. Don't ever think that your input is not important. You are very, very important as to how the direction of the program, how we see things, the different point of views. So I really want to say thank you to all of you, who have so far been participating and will continue to participate as we move on. Okay?
Yeah. And folks, we will be taking your calls in and between. We'll give you the phone number now, even though we're not taking the phone calls immediately. 440-7377.
Yes, and 347-329-3101.
Yes, indeed. All right. Yeah, hey, I'm looking for a piece of information, which is why you may find I'm sort of distracted in and between because you know me. I want to play something, but I want to be sure that what I'm going to play is absolutely correct. I don't want to go and play thing and then it's the wrong thing. I want to be sure on what I go in and play. You understand? Nice? Yeah, all you understand? Nice, beautiful. Right. Somebody on the phone line. Let's go to the phone line.
Yes. Good morning and welcome.
Yes, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
What's happening?
All right, Dr.
Good.
Bowie.
I know your name calling from about Facebook. What it is today about on Facebook?
Anytime you hear my name called, just ignore it. Fake news.
Hey?
Don't bother with that. Why would I spend time trying to make myself an issue? Let me deal with something. Yeah, nothing taking place in the community.
Okay, then I'll get that.
Anything, don't worry about me because I'm not worried about myself. Don't worry ahead.
Good.
All right. Yeah, don't worry about them. There's some people that are just sissy. You know, these are sissy. Just can't take talk.
Chick.
Yeah, bother them on that, right?
Good morning to everyone. Everyone listening to us via the different radio stations, online, wherever you are. A wonderful Grenadian spice country, pure Grenada morning. It's a beautiful morning in this country, right? To all those in London, in Toronto, in New York, Miami, Tortola, wherever you are. I'm telling you, Grenada, it's the best. If you take a look right now at the Granans Beach, the #1 beach in the world, you take a look at it right now. The sand is sparkling. Wow. Can't get it better. Chris, good morning.
I think I got the information we were looking for.
Oh, good morning to all of you. I'm just, we're just having fun, but
I think I got the information we were
got
looking
you.
for. I think I got that information. But let's see who else is on the phone line.
Yes. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah,
Not too
quite
bad, my
fine.
friend. All right.
Great. So you live on the air, right?
Yes, you're live.
Yeah.
All right. Normally, I listen to you guys mostly every morning. I think it's Monday to Friday when I'm home.
Okay.
And I enjoy the program. It is very inspire me. And I must say this: I'm a strong supporter of the NMP. But correct me if I'm going wrong, right? For example, we look at so much social media from the NDC. I'm not going to throw stones at anyone, but the point I'm trying to make is for all the years that Dr. Kito was there, along with his colleagues, I've never heard they once give the man an ounce of a credit. All you see now is like they just keep fighting and looking for a kind of drama. All I'm saying to them, if they're listening, I just want them to man up and accept life. For example, in 2008, where so much things went wrong. And it's like everything they do was right and it was perfect, but now, look at the way they're coming on our Prime Minister now. Like he's perfect and, I want you to understand where I'm coming from, right? Mm-hmm. I think he deserves some credit for the years that he has been trying.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. You're correct. Yeah, so 44073. Yeah, we're letting you all talk this morning, We're letting you all talk this morning. Anybody know what KB is? KB?
Yeah, KB.
KB, where?
Kind of lost.
Yeah, KB.
St. Andrews.
I wonder if KB want to pass by us on Friday.
Would be a good idea.
KB, somebody
Very
tell KB, we say pass and check us on Friday. Yeah. KB, give us a little pass by.
Sheldon, lots of persons have been meeting me and asking me for either a repeat or a return of Chester Humphrey.
Nah, we're repeating. He go return,
Yes,
but we go repeat.
Yes.
Yeah? Let's see. I think we have someone on the phone line.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. After Chester Humphrey have read the eulogy of the NDC, I find it strange that Mr. Buck will remain silent on the plan of they're trying to train innocent people to be criminals. Remaining silent to me is an endorsement to the illegal training.
You're absolutely correct.
That is so correct.
You're absolutely correct.
You have put it in the whole Grenadian way of things. They are training persons, right, to be criminals.
Yeah.
Wow.
I agree with you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Hello. All right. Yeah. And what is that caller speaking about? They're speaking about this.
Yes.
Yeah, they're speaking about this. Yeah.
I don't know if you will allow me because I think the point you make is an extremely important point. Now, what I discover about us over the years as NBC, often the problem is not lack of information or knowledge or what has to be done, but the act. We do have a few tricks of our own, and we're not able to detect if the enemy is playing fall with us. So the part Victor made about learning to slow down in a pulling the vision box where the enemy is winning In other words, he called for an Indo-Asian who just doesn't understand just the pure law and everything, but somebody who is empowered and feels strong enough that they understand what's going on and they could come up with something of their own and say, but we can't allow that to happen. So nobody can prevent you from questioning a name and slowing down the process. Is that proper? It is.
Scampishness is not always a bad thing.
But it comes
Scampishness was behind some of the greatest slave revolts of this hemisphere. Like, and scampishness is basically the Caribbean version of cunning. Right. And white people in parliaments all around the world prize their most cunning people. Why? Because they win. So let's not pretend that Keith Mitchell is not cunning. Keith Mitchell is one of the most cunning politicians in the Caribbean. And not only is he a cunning politician, and if you don't respect your opponents, you can't beat them. But not only is he a cunning politician, he's a pit bull. Right? And you cannot, unless you're a Great Dane, you can't sit quietly around a pit bull. You need to be a sort of pit bullish yourself. Or at least have surrogates who can come across as pit bulls. If not, a Rottweiler every now and then. But you need to have people and women are the best people usually to do inside the job. Because they can deal with the range of humanity. They can talk to other women a certain way, they can talk to the toughest guy on the street a certain way, they can talk to the doctor a certain way. They're the best. But if they are not willing to be scampish when necessary in the polling booth when they see things aren't going right, don't put them in there. Don't send them someplace else. Right? We're going to have to be very careful with who goes in and the temperament of those people. And whether or not they need to be able to be very professional when necessary, but also very ghetto and very ratchet when necessary.
Yeah, so you heard that. You heard first the voice of the General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress of Grenada. No, this is not something from some country way down in the Pacific or some forlorn part of the world. This is actually in Grenada, and the person that you heard speaking there was the General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress. And the other voice, that's Saint B. Ratchet, is the advisor. Yeah. We have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I have a concern because I heard this morning two ladies speaking and said some nurse show them a paper that she used to work for 2,000 something and they call on and she's salary and give the imani. So the friend saying she could never vote for NNP because look what the nurse say. I want that nurse to come front and show she pay slip that she working for $2,000 and they call on and can give her $900.
Well, my friend, before you go, I can tell you that that nurse is lying.
I know.
And if that person is seeking,
they're just wicked and they're fake.
Well, and the thing is, nurses are actually being paid more now than they were in 2013 because they also benefited from the over $100 million that public workers got. So nurses now are earning more, not less.
Die them NDC nurse and then they fake them. We're bringing out all kind of false news. Die them fake one.
But should we be having NDC or NNP nurses? I thought we would have just wanted to have nurses, people who care about people, which is why they're doing the job and doing it to the best of their ability.
Exactly.
Not trying to make the government look bad.
Exactly, that's what they're doing.
If an individual, I'd like to know exactly who that nurse is. Because if an individual could go that far and lie to make the government look bad, I could imagine how they would treat a patient.
All of them were saying all kind of things.
And we can't say all of them. No, I can't put all nurses in the same basket.
Yeah, but some of them.
I'll tell you this, the vast majority, I'll say 98% of the nurses are good, hard-working, decent people. But you see that little 2% of them there that doing this sort of nonsense, I think they need to leave the nursing profession.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think. Fake.
Because we can't say all of them good,
Yes.
But I'll say 98% of them are good.
Yes.
And the little 2% that they need to leave the profession.
Exactly. Exactly.
But no nurse could come and make and say, okay, well, I was working for this amount of money, and
Yes.
now your salary was cut to pay Imani. That's absolutely nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
All right, my friend.
Okay, you have a nice day, and you enjoy it, and I enjoy your program.
Okay,
Thank
my
you.
dear.
All right.
You
Yeah,
know,
and sometimes when them kind of thing happen, call us and tell us so we
Yeah,
could
we
deal
could
with
be
it
the-
one time so people would know.
what we know is a fact, though. 2018, public servants, which include nurses and so, right, is being, I mean, a 3% increase in the salaries being realized, right? 3% this in 17,
And in fact, they
18, and 19.
The increase for next year has already, in fact, give praises to their union representatives and the
Exactly.
Public Workers Union
Yes.
and the Technical and Allied Workers Union who also
and
assisted.
teachers, yes. And
Because
teachers.
we can tell you this, that, and Senator Humphrey made the point here, he's never known government to negotiate forward. Government usually negotiates backward.
Back
So
pay.
you usually come in 2018 and you negotiate for money
In
for
2016,
2017, 2016, 2015. But this new National Party government already paid those monies and actually now negotiate for 2018, 2019 and going forward.
Going forward.
Yeah, we have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, my dear.
How are you all doing today?
Okay, we're good.
Good.
All right. The
Happy
caller
Valentine's,
before the last one, he put it so right. You know, last night I listened to a broadcast for the program. I listen to you all every day, but last night I don't think I have to do. I just have to listen again. And the same thing went through my mind, you know. I said, how come these people could take somebody from wherever he comes from, even though those things going on in the country? Why he has to come in peaceful, sweet Grenada and tell people to do these things? And these people are paying him to come and to tell us to do that?
Yes.
And you know, strange enough, I've interacted with various people from the political diaspora in Jamaica. And these people don't go down that particular road. You have some who like the roughneck kind of thing. But by and large, the people I've interacted with are very decent people who ain't going and tell you do them kind of thing.
Well, they really ought to other and they ought to be sick with it, man. And
that's the sort of 1980s Jamaica politics.
Huh?
That's the kind of 1970s, 1980s Jamaica politics where bullet used to fly.
Exactly. We call it pitbull. I just listen to different radio programs and they have a certain caller. You always snapping at people. Over this morning, call GB and calling the minister. What? You tell them he lie. And the host didn't do anything. A caller, Mr. Humphrey, the call and Kirk, the host of the program. Calling people, they lie. He always snapping like if he knows the Queen English better than everybody else. And you always tell people what they want and how they want. That's what you're telling young people. We want these kind of people around us.
But they've got to understand something as well, huh? When you're hosting a program, it is your responsibility to make sure that your guest is not disrespected by anybody, yourself. And I remember being on a particular program one day, and in my view, the hosts, there were two of them, of the program, had begun to be disrespectful, and I told them on live camera, if you all continue that direction, I have other things to do, I can leave.
Exactly.
If you all want to have that discussion between yourselves, I'll get up and go.
Because
I told them that to their face.
Before Senator Chester called, I said to myself, I said, why do you hush up that man? How you could call him, he lie.
You see, saying a person is lying is one thing. Having facts to prove that a person is lying is a totally different something. Anybody could, for instance, the main one, NDC activists would see me and they would say, oh, you only there lying on radio. You only there lying on radio. So my simple question is not, well, move there, not hush all your mouth. It's simply, well, okay, can you tell me what I've lied about?
Exactly.
You only there lying. Say, no, well, tell us, what have we lied about? What untruths have we said to the Grenadian people? Say one, Devon say. They can't say nothing. Say one, I say. I say, okay, here's it. One approached me in Grenville at time. I dipped into my pocket, I pulled out $50. I said, I will give you this $50 right now if you tell me one thing that I lied about on radio. She couldn't answer. I said, okay, maybe it's not enough. I pulled out 100 on top of it. I said, tell me one thing that I've lied about and I'll give you this. Not a word. She just turned and she go, you're just lying. And she gone. Because that's the mentality, you know. They don't have to prove anything as far as they're concerned.
Exactly.
Say anything about anybody, but
that is what's going through my mind. That's the way all of them behave. You lie and lie. They always have to argue and they're arrogant. And I don't know. We don't want these people to come and lead Grenada again. We were too much into a dark age between 2008 and 2013. This was the most distressful time in my life. Every day I'm saying that. I'm working with the private sector, and it's much better now. I could tell you because I am in management. I could tell you that. No way more for NDC. Let us stay there. Go and get something else to do, not to rule Grenada.
All right, my dear.
Goodbye.
Have a wonderful day. Happy Valentine's.
Devon, let's ask the listeners a question. Let's play. Oh boy. Take the phone call, please. Take the phone call. Take the phone call, and then we'll play that. Right, nice.
Good morning and welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Sheldon.
Morning.
Morning.
All right.
Yeah, I want to say NDC should be ashamed to talk about healthcare. They should be ashamed to talk about agriculture. They should be ashamed of construction, right? And development of people and putting people first. Like some of the factors why I'm saying that. Look at the issue with the new wing at the General Hospital. NMP started it. 5 years, NDC did nothing. They live with the anti-rotten. Look at the dialysis billing Farisa had on going by hospital. Right now, vine growing in it. Nothing happening there. They let vine growing in it. Look at Guav. The medical center that the funds were located to do the construction of that building. They lost it. They did nothing. And now they come on to talk about health. They love people and they're putting people first. How you could say you love people and putting people first? And you stop everything that could help people better their living conditions. Right? Look at agriculture again. Your CCC was here. Building farm road to encourage the farmers to go in the garden and to reap the crop. They send back CCC. Right? Look at the young people, the money workers. Right? That was working there, they send them home. Look at the poor people again, how they treat them. Right? And every time they putting people first and are you doing that to people? Right? They don't putting people first, they're putting them second. Right? They putting themselves first, they self first. Right? But if you say you putting people first, you should see that everything everything goes to the people and to benefit the people. But you don't want nothing to happen to you want the people who are going to receive nothing. Right? You just want them to stay back, go back. Just how the government are going backward. Never go forward. Because the economic was standing was a free fall. There was never growth, always negative growth. You have $18 million in deficit. Thanks of the NMP government that came in and change that, and right now they have a surplus. Look at the young people, the amount of scholarship that these young people get in. Right? You have political infighting was the NDC, but you have a strong government, political unity led by Dr. Kit Mitchell. But when you look, you could see the difference in NMP and NDC. NMP is a party that put people first. Right? They put people first and not because they care about people and they love people. But NDC, they don't put people first, they put them second. All what they care about is their own self, the personal ego. But I want to see people greater. Look, open eyes wide, and you know and you could see clearly who really cares about it. And the party that could take the country forward is NMP. I want to say in March 13, in this March election, and the 13th, when you go to vote for the house. The house is a place that shelter you from rain, it shelter you from the sun. Right? And I want to say better the symbol be the symbol be the heart NMP, the house is NMP. Because NMP they have a heart. They have a heart. Right? For people. And so that's why they care about people and they love people. Mm-hmm. Brother Sheldon, I want to say, God bless you all. Continue to spread the good news of what the government is doing.
All right, thank you very much, caller.
All right, my brother.
All right, hear what? We go hold the calls for a little while, and let me try to clarify something here, because I heard a certain statement on Sunday.
He kind of blur. You know?
That statement kind of confusing me. Listen carefully.
My brothers and sisters, I was called to serve. I was called to serve by this goodly gentleman, Brother Tillman Thomas, in 2013. And it's on this very same ground, my brothers and sisters, with a rally of this magnitude, I was endorsed by a man called Michael Dennis Lett. May his soul rest in peace.
Devon, what kind of confusing to you about that statement? Especially the last part of the statement. The first part isn't confusing. The last part is confusing.
It
the first part lends to why the last part is confusing.
It is, in my view, because I mean, it's not something that you would want to really talk about, but to clear the air, in my view, the gentleman is stating that he was endorsed. No, first of all, he said he was asked to serve in 2013, right, by the former Prime Minister, Tillman Thomas.
Yeah, well, we're not disputing that.
Right, we're not disputing
We're not disputing that.
Now, remember, election was on the 19th of February 2013.
Yeah.
Good. So if he was called, that means he only had about, 6 weeks to prepare?
Yeah, well, that's how much he's supposed to have.
Right, because
I don't know. And you know that he was involved long before that.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that was when he was official.
Right.
But he was involved long before that.
Good. No.
And there was a reason he was involved long before that.
Of course.
So go ahead.
Of course, definitely. Now, the second part lends to some concern. The gentleman said in his statement that he was endorsed on that said ground in Lassages by former parliamentarian Honorable Dennis Lett. Now, that is troubling. Because if most Grenadians would know, MP Dennis Lett, may his soul rest in peace, was in bed as way back as September, even before that.
2012.
2012. Right?
In fact, he died on the 28th
of
January 2013. The gentleman couldn't even leave his home.
So,
and that rally that he's speaking about that the NDC had was on the 20th
of January 2013. No.
So how could he have been
endorsed on that said platform on the 20th
Lie again.
of January
Lies
2013?
Again.
No, I mean, boss, if you're listening,
desperation.
Persuader, call us. Give us a call. I challenge you. I challenge you, Persuader, to call and dispute that.
Nah, of course you lie. He ain't calling on this program. I'm telling you.
Boss, you are lying.
But he lied. And he lied because the gentleman, may his soul rest in peace, was on his deathbed when that rally was taking place. Not only that, but he was one of the people that was lambasted by the NDC in July of 2012.
During their Bloodhound campaign. They were thirsty.
He was one of the people that they said the nastiest things about because remember, on July 8, 2012, the NDC, there was one group that had their activity, Devon was there, that would have been down on the beach in St. David. Lassages Beach?
Yes.
Right, in St. David. That included the parliamentary representative for St. David, the Honorable Michael Dennis Lett. Yeah? Meanwhile, under the guise of a government activity using state resources, the NDC, the other set of the NDC, had an activity in Guave.
Exactly.
In Guave.
When the party
at that activity, there was cussing the people that was in St. David.
And
including that same one who talking there, he was in
Mr. Lett. And Mr. Lett made it clear. He came to the party session because the party had sanctioned it long before. All of them, those hypocrites that went to Guave, right, and arranged that meeting, they were present in the executive meeting when the decision was made to go to St. David's.
And the thing about this is simple, huh? I'm wondering, why is it necessary to lie to the people of St. David?
About Mr. Lett.
Is your political situation so desperate in St.
God.
David that you have to make a lie on a deceased person? And I mean, we really don't want to go down that road.
Yeah, and lean
this
too
morning
much on it.
because the gentleman has gone to the great beyond, and we need to respect his memory. But in respecting his memory, we don't think that you must lie on him.
The truth must be told.
Don't lie on the man.
Why should you do that, sir?
Yeah? The 20th of January 2013, the NDC held a rally at the La Sagesse playing field. Mr. Technical Man, you have a picture from that? You could throw up a picture and show them? Get it from the official source, the NDC page, and you would throw up a picture and show them. Right? That is what took place on the 20th of January. Yeah, that was the Sunday.
8 days before.
The following Monday, Mr. Lett, unfortunately, passed away. How could he, or where would he have been to endorse anybody on the 20th?
Prove us wrong, Mr. Persuader.
When the man was ill for months before, when the same group of individuals that saying that he endorsed them were the ones that were attacking him along with Peter David, Joe Gilbert, Chester Humphrey, Carl Hood, Michael Church, Siddiqui Sylvester, Colin Labari. They were attacking these people. So when all you're going and lie, at least make it believable now.
Yeah, make it lie a little believable. At least people will have
believable.
something. Do not.
Let me hear what he said again, because we don't want people to just, somebody might have just joined and wonder, I know we're talking about that. So let's just play what he said again.
My brothers and sisters, I was called to serve. I was called to serve by this goodly gentleman, Brother Tillman Thomas, in 2013. And it's on this very same ground, my brothers and sisters, with a rally of this magnitude, I was endorsed by a man called Michael Dennis Lett. May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah, so, I mean, anyhow, yeah, moving right along. 440-7377. Let me go to the phone.
347-329-3101. Good morning and welcome.
Morning.
Good morning, my friend.
Two quick questions. I can't understand how the NDC could let somebody come into Grenada and align in the Prime Minister as a pit bull and what they call him, Green Dame and Rottweiler. How they're the one that signed this code of conduct, and they bring somebody in here and using this such word about the Prime Minister. I think it's sickening.
Exactly, it is. It is. It should not be taken.
It should never happen. You should tell them, sorry, you're going too far. You have a Prime Minister and you have a foreigner coming here and saying these things about the Prime Minister. And the other one is about this want to have debate. Now, Nazim Bak want to have debate. When he goes to the Senate, he walk out. He cannot stay to debate or to bring up a thing. And now you want somebody to come and sit down with you to debate? This is crazy. So I don't think really the Prime Minister could do it. I don't think he should really debate with Nazim Bak because he have nothing to debate with him. Because if he could walk out of the Senate the same way, he might walk out and debate as well. So I think he should already stay away from that. All right, that's my thing about it.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when it comes to that particular issue, as far as I'm concerned, it's a non-issue. When the new National Party meets as a team and discusses that particular issue, then a response will be forthcoming. I think Prime Minister has said what has to be said on that, and that's the end of the discussion on it as far as I am concerned. Prime Minister has said very clearly that he didn't say that he's not going to do it. He said, no, it has to be a decision of the party. But no, they want you to feel he's a dictator, so they want you to feel it's a situation where he just decides that's how it's going and that's how it's going. No, it's not so.
They want him to decide there and then and don't have any consultation. That is what they do. They're hot-headed. They will make decisions like that and forget about the consequence. No, Dr. Mitchell is a leader of the party, but he has a responsibility to consult with his party members, rightly so.
I need to apologize for the caller on the overseas line. I missed that call.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, boss.
Yes.
I'm just trying to figure out where this great memory of people really come from and placed into the minds of the NDC.
All of a sudden, huh?
Yes, because I was given that privilege to to take care of people in 2008 to 2013, and it seems like they forgot it was people they came for. It was all perhaps but just among a few. It was among a few because
hold on, eh? Let me
I think
explain.
It was only among a few.
Let me
it
explain.
was really people because I know of supporters, hard work supporters of the NDC who worked 13 years hard in the field when NMP was there and they was battling to get into government. And when they get into government, they forget these people, they treat them like dogs. Much less the people, the state, the whole entire country, the people who was depending on the government to create a better condition, make their life much better, because they was expecting something much better than what NMP was doing. That was promised by the NDC. The people really voted, not that they hate NMP or they hated Kit Mitchell, but they want betterment. And if you've been offered betterment, who will go for it? The people went for that, and NDC failed. They failed miserably. And yet for all, you have Mr. Burke still asking, what did the NMP did for 18 years? You could see what the revolution done. Airport and Eric Matthew Gary and SGU show us what NMP did. Mr. Burke have to understand, he's not dealing with dooms in Grenada, We not know better, If you keep asking questions like, what did the NMP done? I think you're trying to make the people who are listening to you or who you feel around you is of no sense. Because remember well, after that international airport had been built, we had nothing else in Grenada after that time of international standing. Nothing after the international airport. We had after you leave the international airport and you should enter the exact capital. It was totally embarrassment. What we call a market, what we had called a fish market, what we had for bus terminals, what we had for a hospital, what was government ministries like. All these things, Mr. Buck, can remember the transformation that took place in Grenada up to this day that we're feeling proud about right about now, giving us all this high ratings in tourism and them kind of a thing. He doesn't see anything that he could. Be honest with yourself. You want to be a leader and you want people to trust you. You want people to believe in you. Why don't you be truthful with yourself and stop making this kind of mamagism making people believe that they didn't go to school and they don't have no sense. That just doesn't make sense. The Prime Minister again Sunday spoke of this Lenten season. Everybody had a different religious belief. And he didn't hand it down to everybody who want to. That is what he sees as his political party stands. They wouldn't be playing any calypso and what and what.
And let's be careful. And it's not him. It is a party decision because they want you to start to believe that Dr. Mitchell come and he say that, and that is just Dr. Mitchell get up and he decide, okay, I'm a Catholic, and therefore that's not the case. The party took a decision.
Exactly.
It is a group decision. He does not operate as a dictator. He speaks with everybody and gets everybody's view.
This is what guys and them keep doing. And, people have to be very particular about these fellas and them. They're very misleading. And if you're already particular and be very observant about them, they're leading you the wrong way because he didn't say anything to us NDC what he should do, what they shouldn't do. That is NNP stands. When it comes to the rally, what will be happening? They keep crying all about, you don't want calypso. That is NNP business. You have your political party, carry on what you feel is best for you. NNP will do what they feel is best for them. I'm just trying to understand these guys, and they're very difficult.
Don't try.
Have a nice day, bye.
Don't try to understand them.
Good.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous, the kind of comments and so that you will make. But I'm still waiting on the challenge by Persuader. I'm still waiting.
Well, basically, we've got all the photos of that particular rally, and I can tell you, Mr. Let was nowhere.
He's nowhere there.
Rally. As the same Mr. Let that they were attacking before. Yeah,
viciously
when they
too.
realized how gravely ill he was, that's when they sort of backed
They
off.
back off, yeah.
Yeah, we have a caller online.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Romain.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, Mr. Scott.
Hi, morning.
How are you doing?
Oh, we good.
I listening to the last man. How they could lie so.
Come on.
Liars have no memory. Liars have no memory.
And that particular one, to stand up in Las Vegas and lie
yes,
to the people.
I heard it.
Come on.
Liars have no memory. Yeah. It's on the program where Mr. W tried to make it easy for the people who had to get the windows and so. and they say you're giving out for vote. But remember, in 2008, NDC gave out material like, not rain, not water. They gave out material for vote, and they told the people they don't have to pay. But when NNP won the election, and the people goes to their desk, they met everybody book there to share out for them. When they start delivering the books to the people start to quarrel. And NDC tell us we don't have to pay. And NDC tell us we don't have to pay. We don't pay no more, and they quarrel. So why is it they feel now NNP giving out material for vote? Do so don't like so, you know.
They deceitful.
Well, even worse than that, you know what they did? They actually went into some of the housing projects, like in Sobeys and Mount Rush and so on. And they were trying to convince people not to pay.
That's the attitude.
They're telling the people, don't pay the Chinese, give them house to all for free.
This problem is wicked people.
It's low-income housing. It is not free. Yes, the Chinese government is paying for it. Government has to pay for certain aspects of it, but it is being provided to people based on them making payments on a monthly basis.
When you tell them don't pay, how the others going to get?
They go around telling people don't pay.
No, because that's the habit.
What they wanted is that the people would end up in trouble,
right? Because
they have not been paying and be asked to leave and then have government in mind. That's what they wanted.
That's wickedness. You don't do people that. If they have to pay something, tell them, look, they have to pay a little something. But don't tell them don't pay, and then when the other government comes, all the people books were there.
How could people like that care for the poor and vulnerable? I mean,
people better learn and use their senses wisely.
Oh yeah, they will.
Okay, have a good day.
Thank you so very much.
Right, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, the care and the love for people. I mean, we have seen.
As we say, things for poor people, NDC don't like it.
No, they don't.
NDC don't like it.
They don't.
Let's just one issue. I keep forgetting to let you all know that, because I have heard it come up on several platforms of the National Democratic Congress. And they keep repeating it, and I think we need to be very careful with this. They keep saying that persons who obtain citizenship under the CBI program are registered to vote. That is not so.
That's definitely
persons who receive citizenship under the Citizenship by Investment program are not eligible to be registered as voters in the state of Grenada by virtue of them obtaining citizenship through citizenship by investment. It is part of the law. Yeah? I would challenge them to point to any person on the list who has obtained citizenship through citizenship by investment and using that has registered to vote in the state of Grenada.
Bring the facts.
Yeah? But they've been going around and saying that people who have gained Grenadian citizenship through the Citizenship by Investment program are not eligible to register as voters. Yeah, I just thought I should throw that out there.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
So, Persuade and Nazimbok, all of them don't lie, and especially the mannequin with us there on the radio on Sundays, so she does lie too.
You see, all it does go... Oh, God, oh. All you know they don't want to give me police already. All you got... Good morning to the men and women of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Yes. Have an excellent and a wonderful day. Continue to serve and protect the people of this country.
You have no behavior.
Right? Continue to keep an eye, a watch out for those who are training our citizens to sabotage our elections.
Sabotage. Yeah. The scampish, the ghetto, and the ratchet. That is what they want. On election day, when you see the NDC people in the polling stations, know that is who they're looking for to put there. In fact, remember, the guy said, if they can't be, if there's nice, decent people, don't put them there.
Don't put them there. Move them out.
So you don't want decent people in the polling station.
You want ghetto-ish.
You want ghetto ratchet people. Scampish people in the polling station. Don't take we word for it.
I mean, they are
playing it again for you.
They are training our citizens to break the law.
Yeah.
Come on, NDC.
Say, let me see. You just play the part with Victor himself.
Yeah,
hey, Victor.
Victor, good morning.
Yeah. Hi, Victor.
Selfishness is not always a bad thing. But scampishness was behind some of the greatest slave revolts of this hemisphere. Like, and scampishness is basically the Caribbean version of cunning. Right. And white people in parliaments all around the world prize their most cunning people. Why? Because they win. So let's not pretend that Keith Mitchell is not cunning. Keith Mitchell is one of the most cunning politicians in the Caribbean. And not only is he a cunning politician, and if you don't respect your opponents, you can't beat them. But not only is he a cunning politician, he's a pit bull. Right? And you cannot, unless you're a Great Dane, you can't sit quietly around a pit bull. You need to be a sort of pit bullish yourself. Or at least have surrogates who can come across as pit bulls. If not, a Rottweiler every now and then. But you need to have people and women are the best people usually to do inside each job. Because they can deal with the range of humanity. They can talk to other women a certain way. They can talk to the toughest guy on the street a certain way. They can talk to the doctor a certain way. They're the best. But if they are not willing to be scampish when necessary in the polling booth when they see things aren't going right, don't put them in there. Don't send them comfort cells. Right? We're going to have to be very careful with who goes in and the temperament of those people. And whether or not they need to be able to be very professional when necessary, but also very ghetto and very ratchet when necessary.
Yeah, so you heard it. Don't send the nice, decent people there on election day. That's what they have been advised to do, and we heard their general secretary agreeing with it. You know,
he concur.
Somebody says, "Slow it to hell down."
Slow it to hell down.
Let's hear him again. That's the kind of advice that NDC been.
Because the point is, when people like me get involved, is if your opponent is going to win this box, slow it to hell down. Object to every possible thing. Have the line outside as long as possible so that the people get frustrated, standing in the hot sun or the rain, and they go home. And at the end of the night, who does that affect? Is one of your stronger boxes, right? So while we intend to replicate that, it's to our advantage as well. We need to guard against it on our clients.
Yeah, guard against it, but you're saying them replicate it.
Yes, you hear the word replicate.
And then you also hear the General Secretary of the NDC saying that they need to do that. They need to have tricks. And nothing wrong with slowing down the process on election day.
So when the chairman of the party, which he didn't deny that the training session went on, right? When he said that, it's not all about that, you are hearing it clearly. They are training our fellow citizens, using another citizen of another island in the Caribbean to train Grenadians, right, to commit a crime. To commit a crime, it is clear.
But it's weird because now for me, when I look at who the NDC has in the polling stations on election day, knowing that this is what was said around the island to different groups, and there are different audios, different groups, it is really worrying. It's really worrying because you look at it. Even if I was going to be an election day worker on behalf of the National Democratic Congress, I don't think I'd want to go because people would be looking at me and saying, well, remember, they said they're only choosing scampish, ghetto, and ratchet people to go in the polling stations on those days. If you're nice, put you outside, put you somewhere else to do something else.
So are you scampish? Are you ratchety?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Are you prepared to be trained in illegal means, right, to disrupt the March 13th election?
Telling people that being scampish is not bad. Now we're saying being scampish is not a bad thing. That's what these people have been training. Yeah, that's what they've been training. You understand? They're training the people to do that sort of thing. Yeah, that's all going on. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of this program. Yeah, don't worry. All you want to play it again. We ain't afraid that we playing it again. We go play the whole thing.
Yeah, understand it.
I don't know if you're alone because I think the point you make is an extremely important point. Now, what I discover about us over the years as NBC, often the problem is not lack of information or knowledge or what has to be done, but the act. We don't have a few tricks of our own, and we're not able to detect if the enemy is playing fall with us. So the part Victor made about learning to slow down in pulling the beach in a box where the enemy is winning. In other words, he called for an Indo agent who just doesn't understand just the pure law and everything, but somebody who is empowered and feels strong enough that they understand what's going on and they could come up with something of their own and say, but we can't allow that to happen. So nobody can prevent you from questioning a name and slowing down the process. Is that proper? It is.
Okay, we have a call on the line. Let's go to the phone line.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Oops. Yes, good morning. Oh boy. Sorry, caller, that was my fault. Yes. I plugged you in, but I did not raise the volume on you. I'm very sorry. That is all my fault. Marlene is saying when they were spreading news about the PM and the head of the CBI and claiming that they had text messages, that was fake news anyway, to prove why did they call for an investigation into the source of the messages and how they were obtained. They now know breach of privacy is an issue. Yeah. And look who decided to talk about breach of privacy, Vincent Roberts, to talk about breach of privacy, Vincent,
boy.
I mean, I look at that choose somebody else in the party, serious. If it's one issue, I look at that choose somebody else in the party to talk on. Yeah, like if you're going to talk about Russians, you don't bring Vincent. If you're going to talk about things like breach of privacy and spying and them kind of thing, I would tell you don't bring him either. Yeah, don't bring him.
Leave him out.
Yeah, let's see who's on the line.
Hello, good evening.
Good morning.
Yes, and your call already. Yes, so 30 seconds. Go right ahead.
But that tape where they play, must play that tape for the commercial police to hear it, man. Where's the station and something to hear it good?
The Royal Grenada Police Force is having a press conference, I believe, tomorrow. Hey? The Royal Grenada Police Force.
Yeah.
They are having a press conference tomorrow with, they're having a meeting tomorrow with political parties and so.
Yeah.
So I know they'll probably discuss that sort of thing as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what they will be discussing, but I assume that that is one of the things that will come up.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes, yeah.
All right. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Wow. I see some news. There's 75 scholarships valued at $22.2 million now awarded to Grenadians. Yeah. All right. So that is, that's a lot, boy. Yeah. Go and read that one in a short while for you all. Huh?
Also, I've been picking up some news. Grenada and two other small islands will benefit from about $28 million US, and so in different development projects. St. Lucia and St. Vincent included.
Yeah. Let's go to the phone line.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yes,
morning.
Good morning. Hard talk. You can go ahead.
So how is Sheldon and Devon?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Very good.
Well, the NDC been complaining about taxes. But I remember very well. The tax on the phone, they put at 20%. And they are targeting the poorest of the people. The tax on coffin, because I was a victim also, because my mother died in 2010. And I had to pay all these taxes. The government had a tax levy, which the NDC had been complaining about. And they even, Mr. Buck even said that that tax is illegal. And he promised the people, as soon as he gets into power, he will remove that tax immediately, over and over. When he gets into office, he did not remove it. When was confronted by the press, which he had promised that to move the tax immediately, he said immediately means within his 5 years. So when they talk about taxes and all this illegal money he collects, he should give it back to the people, because the NNP had said that they had it for a period of time, and he had collected until that period of time ended, which he was claimed it was illegal tax. So I'm begging him that if he can kindly refund this money back to the people, because that was illegal taxes. Thank you very much.
All right, my brother.
my brother.
Yeah, and you know what the caller is speaking about? He's speaking about VAT on Kaufman, them kind of thing. I'll remember that. Like play a piece of it for them, Devon?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, like play a
You
piece
have
of
to
that.
remind them of
Grenada
that.
say the 15% value added.
Oh, this is CC6 News Night on the 2nd of March 2010.
The concerns by poor people who use the service is not good.
Government has imposed a 15% value-added tax on the services of funeral homes, but most people are saying that it is too much to pay to bury the dead. Funeral homes are stating that the increase is too much at this time, and while they are not in opposition to government efforts to gain revenue, they are asking for a lowered rate. Manager of Otway Bailey Funeral Home, Clinton Bailey, says he has survived 1 month of the process but is not sure how much longer people would be able to afford the services.
We've been having a lot of complaints, but as I say, it's a transition stage. It's the first month has passed, and plenty complaints. Everybody saying, oh, why we had to pay VAT on the dead, why we had to pay VAT on this. VAT, as is said, VAT is for everyone, and it's on services. On my personal opinion, it could have been 10%.
He says the cost is tabulated on the services, but if one opts to do some work on their own, such as dig graves, that cost will fall on the individual.
A normal funeral, about $6,500. You're looking at least about $7,000, about $900 in VAT. That's $900 extra they have to put on there. And the thing is, the government is always owing you. So they are using your money to operate, if I may say that. I hope I don't get stamped in the drain for this, but if you check it out, government will always be owing you money. And every month, it rolls over and rolls over. They're using your money to run the government.
Manager of Wayne's Funeral Home, Wayne Archibald, also expressed similar views.
I've spoken to people around the world and so on, and they're very surprised that they have a tax on the dead. So 15%, there should be no tax. But then, if there should be a tax, then there should be a little bit less than 15%. You see, this is causing, hardships to the families.
This citizen says he too would appreciate some sort of decrease in the amount being paid to bury the dead.
My view about it, they could go a little 10, and next year they go the 15, right? And then, because things are slow, the economy is down.
Funeral homes say they have been forced to make increases of over $900 in value-added tax to some coffins. Eugenia Peters, CC6 News Night.
Yes, indeed. And we have a caller online.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning to you and Devon in the studio.
Yes, morning.
I just want to say how much of a delight it is to hear how the New National Party is campaigning. We're running such a very clean campaign and a very factual and truthful one. And I'm not only speaking on my own behalf, but I'm also speaking on the behalf of people with whom I've had interaction. And they're saying that one of the things they admire most about the New National Party is the clean mix that we have. Yes, we do our little dances on the stage. Yes, we enjoy ourselves because we are a party of love and inclusion. But on the other hand, what we do, we present our facts. We talk about our opponents' shortcomings and so on and so forth, but in a very respectable and respectful manner. And I just want to say that I'm proud to be associated with the New National Party, and I just pray God that this is it continues and it's upheld, and so far it's been upheld by all the other candidates and their campaign teams. And I want to say, Sheldon and Devon, that, you guys, you all have a mammoth task on your hands with the radio program, but you are handling it very, very well. And like I say, we're a family in the New National Party. So we support, we guide, we appreciate, and all the love is shared. So I want to say, to New National Party, keep up the standard, keep up the clean campaign, and we are a relaxed party. When I say relaxed in that we're not worried about anything. We're doing our work, and we know about the results. We do it with our own hearts, and we have God on our side. And I know that victory, a resounding and historical victory, will be ours on March 13th. You guys have a wonderful day.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Yes, and Didi.
You know, Sheldon, I was reminded in a conversation with a friend. In 2007, I mean, understanding now the brilliance, the vision of Dr. Mitchell, in 2007, because of the incoming, economic disaster that he saw coming, right, as a leader, he put in place, him and his government put in place some measures to cushion, right, when this thing really happened. So in other words, before he left office in 2008, he saw what was coming and put some measures in place to cushion it for the Grenadian people. And I think, despite I was on the other side and myself and persons like Nazim Burke and them lambaste him and said, look, that Dr. Mitchell is lying, he's just trying to save himself and everything like that. But look down the road when NDC came into office, look at what happened. You see? But he saw that. And he said, you know what? Let us put things in place, right? So we can cushion the effects of that economic downfall. That's a visionary leader. Indeed. And I was really reminded about that by a good friend of mine. Thank you, my brother. You know you are.
Folks, just remember, 27 days away from Election Day.
Yeah, March 13.
27 days away from Election Day. Not 44, not 100, not 200. 27 days away from Election Day. In other words, the kind of month and Peter's pay in 27-day month. Yes. Yeah, they pay on the 27th and that kind of thing, right? Yeah,
well, the 25th and...
Yeah. Not a NDC month in 42 days and 52 days and all kind of thing.
We have what you call a February month.
Yeah.
You see February always now and then you have a 29 days and so.
Yeah, really
right? Yeah, really pay and that kind of thing. Yeah. Right? But NNP month is a February month.
Yeah.
Not a 43 and a 45-day month as in 2008, 2013.
So, folks, remember, March the 13th. Also, remember, next week, Tuesday, is nomination day.
Oh, yeah, the 20th of February.
So, next week, Tuesday, you will have all of the candidates. There's a specific time frame they have to do it in and all this kind of thing that they have to go in.
Before lunchtime, I think 12 or 1 is the latest.
They have a specific time frame that they need to go in. And they make their payments and so on, and they are then therefore registered as the candidate. So
you know what is interesting? A lot of fellas go lose their deposit.
But we don't mind, and that's why I was just about to say now that for those of you in the NDC, those who are potential candidates who might be having second, talk to us.
Yeah, talk to us.
If it's a local work you're looking for, we could do something. We could. From the political leader, if you want to go, go sign the thing, you could go. You don't want to waste that money.
Yeah, and that
save that money for your flight.
Yeah, for a flight, or, or a couple of bills and so that
before you go.
You need.
For one of them
but I have a problem, Sheldon, and I really want to advise in the future government of NNP and for them to consider it, and for the electoral people to consider it also too. We have to raise that nomination fee. This $300 and thing. You have to let these guys pay $5,000 and $10,000. So the coffers of the state, you know what I'm saying? Imagine multiply 15 by 5,000.
You're looking to go into a totally different discussion. Me and that today, not me and that today. You want to go into a totally different discussion today.
But you see, we want more from these guys. They want to partake and serve this country.
Let's also say that we are encouraging the Parliamentary Electoral Office to make contact with us so that we can have a discussion in relation to the electoral process.
Yes.
We do believe that it's important, especially with the clear and present danger of the National Democratic Congress attempting to dissuade people and stop people and frustrate people on election day. We think it's important that the Parliamentary Electoral Office speak with us, and not only us, but with all different media. Yes, speak with all of them and state clearly what are the rights of the voter on election day and how the process is supposed to proceed and so on. We've got 27 days till election day. I think it's important that that message go out there and be circulated. We have a call on the line. Let's take this call.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, my friend.
Well, Mr. Scott, this is the third time I keep on telling you, you and Devon, all you have to find a way to increase the time for hard talk. There is a lot of, I'm just a call on hard talk. And people who call in, and they cannot get through, when they meet me on the street, they approaching me and attacking me like if I'm the host. you know, yes.
So you can imagine what I just go through.
Now, nomination day, Mr. Scott and Devon, we calling the media, well, everybody going for the nomination, but we want the media to come to the Northwest because we going and nominate Ms. Thomas in a way that no other candidate has been nominated before. We're going to leave it there for now. Now, tomorrow, gentlemen, tomorrow evening, the Ms. Thomas campaign machinery moves to Bylands in St. Andrews. We will be there. The meeting starts at 7 o'clock, and we're asking all Bylands and all the surrounding communities to come out and attend, hear what Ms. Thomas have to say, come and listen to the different speakers in terms of where the country was and where the country is today, and what is the plans for going forward. But this is my most substantive point here. And the punchline in what I'm going to say, that the punchline is what matters, what really matters, and gets the point across. Now listen to this. Constitution reform, the NDC refused to take part. Project Grenada, they refused to take part. Incentives for public servants, they refused to give. Making teachers and nurses prominent, they refused to do that. Raise the pay for the workers of Maribo, Boulogne, and Maran agricultural station, they refused to do that. 1,000 housing units for Grenadians, they refuse it. Brickwater project for Sotes, they refuse to do it. Marina for Sotes, they say it's too big for Sotes. Silver Sun project, they condemn it. Bruce Street Mall, they condemn it. The Athletic Stadium, they condemn it. The lighting above the Athletic Stadium, they condemn it. Vehicles given by China for our security apparatus, they condemn it. Dr. Mitchell declared his assets publicly. Mr. Nazibok refused to declare his publicly. Improvement of the Maurice Bishop International Airport, they condemn it. NDC run the country with the highest unemployment rate in history, the highest amount of unpaid claims in the Treasury. I say all of this to say that what is there for we to debate? I'm going to repeat that. What is there for us to go on any platform with the NDC to debate? Absolutely nothing. We are ahead, we are winning, and as a result, they are losing, and as a result of that, we are not going to give them any political platform for them to be any more insulting to the Prime Minister and the Grenadian people. Gentlemen, tomorrow evening, we will be in Byland stating our case. Have a pleasant day.
All right. Thank you very much. Well said. Yes, indeed. And folks, those of you who are viewing the live, you'll realize we've been joined in studio. Mm-hmm. We call out the man name and the man come in. The man he wait for Friday, he come one time.
Helicopter. Helicopter. Morning, Leslie.
I feel a man have a helicopter in shoot, you know, man. Hey. Good morning to you, KB.
Morning, everyone. Morning, Sheldon. How are you?
For some reason, I'm not getting your audio high. I'm not hearing it at all.
Yeah, I'm hearing.
And I'm wondering why. Let me try again. Go ahead, Kebby.
Yeah, good morning, Sheldon.
I'm not hearing you through the microphone. Okay, yeah.
Okay, hear me now?
No, there's still a problem. There seems to be a problem with that line, Mr. Technical Man. Yeah, there seems to be a problem with that particular line. Devon, so you might have to share that mic between you and KB. They just pull it.
Most
definitely. Let me have it between you and KB for the time being there until while Mr. Technical Man sort out that one.
You hearing me now?
Yeah, we hearing you clear now. Yes, you see, once I hear it like an echo, it means that that something wrong there. So we're going to pop a little temporary thing there. Right, so let me see. Do we hear now?
Sheldon, you hearing me now?
Yeah, I think I hear you.
Okay, good, thank you.
All right, yes, KB. Well, some people seem to want an investigation into something. I thought that they would have been asking for an investigation into that sort of behavior. We have played our audio. I don't know if you've heard what we've been playing. No. Something is still wrong, Mr. Technical.
Yeah, we definitely.
Something is still wrong. We just have to share the mic.
Yes,
we just have to share the mic. Yeah,
so
we just have to share the mic.
Right ahead.
Okay.
So we can't stop. So we just have to share the mic. Yes. We'll sort that out after.
What is the problem? I find these days, I find.
Go ahead, KB.
Yeah, I find these days a lot of complaint, if it's not voters' pardon. Even I met some NDC a while ago, they mad and want to demand that the Prime Minister get on national television with Nazim Bok for a debate, and this surprised me. I never know they wanted to be in anything with us, because at least we asked, Devon, we did ask for to be part of this to have this national plan for this country, and they don't want to be part of it. Even when we have an independent, they boycotting it and go and have it in Kamahan Park.
This year they wanted to come and join.
And not even that, they wanted to speak. They want to be on the same platform. And I realize, as the caller just said, they realize they're behind. And they want some status, They want to catch up. They realize they want to use the present energy and the Prime Minister popularity to get an audience. And we cannot afford them that, because at least they could have their own program on GBN and call in Jenny and Kem Jones and have the debate and let the people call and ask questions.
But do you think this debate about a debate is even an issue? Because I think I have other things to talk about than them and that. Because to be honest with you, Prime Minister Mitchell has made himself available throughout the entire 5-year period.
Exactly.
On a constant basis to be questioned by the media. Whether it be on To the Point in the morning on GBN, whether it be on Beyond the Headlines, whether it be that he does a national address, whether it be that he has some journalists come in and do a press conference with him, whether it's at the post-cabinet press briefing, so have the various other ministers and so on. So I'm wondering, well, what again, you're seeing the actions of the New National Party. I mean, let's look at the two campaigns. The campaign of the New National Party. You've seen video productions, audio productions for every one of the 15 candidates of the New National Party, and then some general productions that have been circulated via the internet. They have been circulated via television stations and so on. You have had talk where we bring in different members and we speak with them and so on, and you have that discussion in relation to topical issues, but as well as the way forward for Grenada. On the other hand, you have people that take G-string panty and boxers and put up, or drinking rum on video, or doing videos of people eating out a garbage can, trying to give the impression that that is what is taking place in Grenada, or going on programs and calling the average Grenadian needy and greedy.
But what is it, to say the Prime Minister is and or was not accessible? As you said, the Prime Minister is accessible, the most accessible Prime Minister you have in recent times is Dr. Mitchell. All in village meeting, you can go in there and question him. You understand? So you cannot say he was not accessible or he isn't accessible. And I don't know what is the big hype now. And all is big, as the caller said, they realize they're behind in the pool and they cannot get the audience. You understand? So they want the Prime Minister with his popularity to get that audience for them, which is unfair, because they have access to the media, they have access to Kem program, they have access to Jenny program all the time. So why now they want to use the Prime Minister What now they want to use the Prime Minister to gain popularity is unfair. It's the same Prime Minister they didn't want to have anything to do with. You understand? I think it was a correct, move by the party. As the Prime Minister, this is not about me. It's what the party decide.
Mm-hmm.
If the party asks me to go, I'll go. The party take a position that no, we don't need to go, and that is all. That is the right position to take. Then the noise they're making over that, they love the Prime Minister so much, or they want to be close to it. First time indication in all my life, I get to realize the NDC want to be close to this Prime Minister. I know they want to distance themselves from him, and all of a sudden they're on the last plug. That is the final straw.
But let me ask, and I think Devon, you could get back your microphone now. Okay, we should be okay there now.
Okay now?
Yeah, we're hearing you okay now.
Thanks,
Yeah, the next thing is simply this. This morning, we were listening over part of the NDC's rally on Sunday in St. David, and to realize the desperation to actually lie like that. I mean, it's a sad thing that you had the NDC rally on the 20th of January 2013. 8 days later, Mr. Let passed to the great beyond. But you're claiming that he endorsed you at that rally, when the gentleman couldn't even leave his house since the year before. I mean, it's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I did grow up in a straw now, and even I look at Kennedy Roberts, on the platform, and I don't know. This is no accident, This is strategy at the highest level, for later on down the road.
KGB style.
Later on down the road, because his brother preempting the demise of the political leader.
I've been saying that
he is placing his brother in the key position right now. Some people feel it's accident. No accident.
It's not accident.
There is no accident. I think right now the chairman of the party realized they're behind, and nothing they could do to recuperate, to resuscitate that party at the present time. So I think he did his right thing to pull his brother in, because he cannot wait till after the election to pull his brother in. Position him now to take over this party after Nas.
Let me say it carefully. Are the knives already out? And we're saying knives here in the figurative sense. You have to be careful about all these things. People taking everything literal. So if are the figurative knives already out for the political leader of the NDC?
Yeah.
Some fellas just hiding it in the coat.
They're hiding it, exactly. Because what happened?
From Sotez
You're right, he's right. From Sotez right down to Grenville, hoping that he lost, and they will fill that void. And nothing, there is some outside of the NDC party that is waiting in the wing to fill that void.
And I mean, they can help make it a reality, in that even though you've put on the yellow T-shirt and go to the NDC activities, but you know that leadership is incompetent, nobody can tell you can't do it. Vote the new National Party on election day.
That's all you got to do.
Ensure that you get rid of that leader that you have. And St. George Northeast, you all have a very, very big responsibility, not only to the new National Party, not only to the state of Grenada, but to the NDC too.
Why Sheldon, you're so correct.
Help yourselves.
You're so
correct. The biggest responsibility.
The most dangerous NDC is what we call now the Nicodemus NDC. Those that calling in the night. Those that call the Nicodemus NDC, they calling in the night and say, boy, I realize the men can't make it, and with you, that is the most dangerous NDC, the Nicodemus NDC. Those that calling in the night. You understand?
But they know that the leadership is incompetent. They have a track record of incompetence. We can't really point to anything and say, okay, he's been so. Even in forming the party, imagine you're the political leader of a party that has to be begging for funds, has to be out there begging for little $5 and $10. I mean, it's gotten to that stage that the economy was tanked with you as Minister of Finance. The party also economically tank with you as the person in charge of it. And we supposed to hand the country to you now?
Sheldon, you see, character and judgment is so important with any kind of leader. character and judgment. If Nazim know he wanted to be leader of the NDC, he don't cultivate relationship with nobody.
No.
So at the end, when he become political leader, he could tap in some funds or outside of the country or with some businessmen.
But KB is amazing, eh? That, I mean, we always say that this guy, the leader, Nazim Bok, he lies a lot. And one example, and you must have some knowledge of that. He said that he never touch a gun, he never play with a gun, he never trained, he was never militia, he was whatever. I mean,
you know how to find the audio he's saying that.
You understand? And we have proof. We have proof that the gentleman, so you see how he's trying to distance himself, right, from certain things that he figure may have as he claim, a stain or some kind of thing. I mean, that's how he's lying.
I watch and listen that program, Sheldon, with you and Chester. and I couldn't get out my house. You know? I couldn't get out, Chester. Sheldon, I couldn't get out of my house. Not only me, he had people who stopped their vehicle. And listen that program. He had people stop the vehicle. Some people say they can't believe what they're hearing.
They didn't know.
They know it's deceitful. But never knew he was so deceitful.
How far he was prepared to go. You understand?
Listen, that program shocked so much people in the country.
Because they finally realized who was the architect of the demise of the CCC program under the NDC. They finally see that Glennis Roberts, Peter David, and Chester Humphrey had to fight even to get the little increase for the security workers, and so they had to fight basically every little positive thing that you had to fight for it.
See, what is
and against who?
You have a party and a prime minister who set the tone and the agenda in the party. But them, they allow people outside, like Kem, to set the tone and the agenda.
Exactly.
You understand? You don't allow people outside your party to set the tone and the agenda for your party. No, the leadership set the tone and the agenda. Once people outside of the party, you understand, start setting the tone and the agenda, you cannot control them.
Because look at how disrespectful the gentleman does be on his program towards Grenadians, and they are not distancing themselves from him.
Do you know one NDC parliamentarian told me they will never go on Kem Jones' program? One NDC parliamentarian said, I will never go on the man program. You understand? Because he can't win over a single NNP vote. He only sing to the choir and speak to their people. And their base is not a big base as the NNP base. So they need to win over people. How could you win over people when you're so disrespectful? And what is surprising, Sheldon, why is it the civil society don't call out this man or condemn that tip, the so-called civil society?
But let's get into that one right now, because they would have had a press conference on Friday last, and the issue of the plans by the NDC to disrupt election day did not come up.
What is strange?
And in my view, even though I don't believe they ever had it, I believe whatever shred of moralistic thing that they had there in being able to hold themselves to say, okay, we're going to hold the party's response, they lost it that day.
You see what happened?
I don't believe they had it in the first place, but the little shred they had, they lost it that day.
People perceive Sister Judy and Sandra INDC. People perceive that. You know, it's what people believe. It may not be so, but it's what people believe. People perceive they are NDC.
Based on their utterance.
They are to clear themselves, you know, and prove they are not so, they are independent. You know, but every move they make, look at a thing like that where you have fact, where you hear the voice, people planning to disrupt an election, and you don't call out these people, you don't come out and denounce it. Even when my partner calls the church, they don't come out and denounce it and distance themselves. Even when he say burn the bag, you don't come out and say no, you can't go down that road.
But
why is it these people don't calling out?
Because I believe that they have something against anything that's going to benefit the poorer class of people in the country. Be it the school bags, be it school and uniform, school uniforms and so on, be it healthcare, whatever it is that's beneficial to the poorer class of people, there's this mentality within there that, oh, you're taking my money and you're giving poor people. You're taking my money and you're giving poor people. And poor people shouldn't get this. Some people are getting materials. I mean, the case with Brother Dabrio is a classic example. He did something that many others ought to be doing. Instead of the person having to go down to Frequente and collect the windows under the housing program that's been running since 2013, it ain't just start running now. These persons, St. Lou Metal, delivered the windows up there. They brought it to the parliamentary office, and from there they were able to distribute to the different people who have to get windows. But it's for poor people, and they seem to have a problem that poor people getting help.
But Dabrio don't want window. Dabrio is a wealthy man, you know.
But I don't understand.
He don't want window. Dabrio is a wealthy guy. He's not extremely rich, but he could survive.
Yeah.
And he gives out, you know, to poor people. And it seems as though they have a problem with that. Anytime you give poor people a stove or window, they say we're bribing them, we're spoiling them. You know, they shouldn't get anything. It's a strange thing, and they're paying the price for it. I'm Sheldon. NDC had 2 meetings recently in St. Andrews, one in Cambly, and one in Telescope. Well, surprising, the Lotto machine have a bigger numbers than what they get. Lotto number had 36. You understand? You could play up to 36. And my friend in Cambly,
KB with us, speak truth on this
when
program.
I tell you Lotto number have 36. And I stayed at my son went, and I stayed at distance. I said, I'm not going, but he went. I said, go and observe for me. And check. He said, KB about 25 to 30. And not even that Nazim was there. You know, my friend Philip bring up Nazim.
The political leader.
Yeah, after Nazim left Cambly, he go in Telescope. But this one is the big shock. Because they don't bring Nazim in Telescope. They brought the deputy political leader and the past prime minister, Tillman was in Telescope. And, well, I see Peter Blair, how things, he say, KB boy, barely make 50, you know. Even Telescope, Simmons can't make 50. Get 50 people in Telescope in a meeting, and everybody just keep shaking their head,
One of the biggest villages on the island.
The biggest Telescope. Well, you know, Telescope don't small. You know, Telescope is big, massive, and he can't get 50. And imagine that, Miss Spare moving Telescope between 12 buses now.
Yeah, and they calling for more.
12 buses, and I tell you, Miss Spare will win that constituency by over 1,000 votes this time. Sure. He close to 1,500.
But let me say this. Even while we look at that and we say, okay, this is the reality, I think NNPites need to realize that while, yes, that is the way it's heading, if you pay attention to what was being said in that internal meeting, the intent is to ensure, even though they know that NNP will win this box, the intent is to make sure and frustrate the process as much as possible. And you have Glenn Noel, they're saying that nothing is wrong with slowing down the process.
But we can't finish pay you for that, no, Sheldon, because what happened is a plot you kind of you destroy it, you know. It's a plot you destroy, because I never thought they was going to go that far to destroy, you know, disrupt an election.
Yeah.
You don't understand what you unfolded. That plot they was hatching, you destroy them. They have to go think of some other strategy now to come forward. What they will say? What they will do? What other plot they will hatch?
It says to us too, the type of individuals that they want to. I mean, they're saying scampish, and you have the audio, the gentleman, they say nothing wrong with scampish, nothing wrong with being scampish.
I heard him.
And ghetto. And ratchet people, and I mean, we all know the old Okapi knife that used to come out from South Africa with the wooden handle, and you ting it out, you ratchet, which is fellas that always in some kind of fight and confusion and that kind of thing.
But where is the moral compass?
But these are the people, and the worst part of it is he's saying if the people that you're getting to put in the polling stations are not these type of people, there's nice, decent people, put them somewhere else.
And
don't put nice, decent people in the polling
ragamuffin
stations. That's where you have to get them put in. That's what he's saying.
And Glenn Noel agreeing and concur with that.
What Tillman saying?
Well, it would be very interesting to hear what he says.
What
he's solely for Christ, you know. Know what he's saying?
Very interesting to hear what he's saying.
That's hypocritical. That's hypocrite at the highest level, you know.
Again, I believe it shows just how far the NDC has fallen from the NDC of a George Brazan, the NDC of a Braffett. I think it just shows how far the NDC has fallen from what it was created as.
How decent people associating themselves with this kind of, behavior.
That kind of movement.
How would people associate themselves? Listen, they're accusing NNP for voters pardon. Sheldon, if NNP had to thief to win an election, I live in NNP in the morning. If NNP had to thief to win an election, I live in NNP in the morning. I live in NNP in the morning. NNP don't have to thief to win no election. NNP already perform with distinction. And they have supporters that acknowledge that and willing to vote back the NNP based on performance. So NNP don't have to thief to win no election. You have seen it in the crowd, the energy, the passion. People satisfied with the performance of the government.
What do you think about the average NDC member that's out there right now and hearing the decent persons, the decent people within the NDC? Because we still believe and we know for a fact that there still are decent people within that organization. It's not just scams and ratchet and ghetto. There are decent people within the NDC. I know many of them are decent people.
A shame.
How can they still sing the song of the NDC after hearing that sort of thing from their general secretary? And we have others. I'm just letting them know that we do have others.
Yeah, you see what happened? That is why they're not putting on the yellow jersey. That is why they're not coming forward openly. Is this kind of behavior push them back in their shell? Yes, most of them still are NDC, but to associate with that kind of behavior, with the kind of Glenwell type of mischief, you have a lot of decent people who wouldn't be part of it.
Well, that's a mischievous guy,
Yeah, but you have a history, and I thought, between listen to Chess, and Chess say, we're getting old, it's time for me to stop that. And listen, we're getting old. Things we used to do before, we can't continue to do it again.
That don't make no sense.
We have to set example for our children, and our grandchildren. We can't do what we used to do before. But I tell you, this election is going to really
27 days away.
And it's affecting them.
27 days away.
And
you have people actually making claims that people who, I mean, to even hear the St. David candidate at the NDC make a claim like that. I mean, and the thing is, you can't blame the NDC supporters because in their mind, they may not remember that, look, hey, what this guy talking about never happened. I mean, we have all the photos of the rally. I could probably find a video of that rally as well. And it is a fact that the gentleman was never there. The gentleman was on his deathbed. Within 7 days later, 8 days later, he was dead. They
want to catch in that straw. I'll tell you what.
It's seriously grasping at straws. And it says to me that the NDC knows that they're in serious trouble in St. David.
Well, what is shocking is the amount of NNP people that register in the last month. Listen, this is unheard of, you know. Even in River Sally voters would usually be about 900 to 1,000. It go up to 1,003 in the last day alone. Over 100 NNP people registered in children, you know. In the last day in River Sally, you know. Over 100. The momentum in St. Andrews noticed in the last month, over 200 and something young people one register.
They're energized.
Energized. People making sure the children register. You think it's well on that pushing it? The parents.
Oh, yeah.
The parents pushing their children. Make sure you go and register. Don't allow these people to come back. We go see too much trouble. That is what the parents singing in their children ear.
Because you see, the parents of this country, they cannot see a future under someone like Nazim Burke and the present NDC, right? Because they know what they felt under that finance minister in 2008 to 2013. They know that. They don't want to put their generation through that anymore.
But listen, Sheldon, me and you behaving as this thing don't fresh in our mind, you know. But the NDC 4.5 years still fresh in people's mind. You know?
A lot.
It's like yesterday this thing happened. They still feeling the effect of the 4.5 years rule. You know?
And the advisor told them as such. Told them as much. He said, listen, you have to admit that the fractionalism that took place within your organization is still going to affect you at the polls in 2018. It is still going to affect you. So they know that that will still be affecting them. And then you look at the NDCs jumping up, oh, they got Kennedy Roberts, they get Kennedy Roberts. Well, I mean, we understand what's taking place there. We know what, just remember he was the candidate for St. George Northeast, says, so we know what taking place there.
2003.
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah.
2003 would have been Augustine John.
Augustine John, yes.
Yeah, so 2008.
My era.
But the bottom line is this, just remember, he wasn't in St. George Southeast. He wasn't in Tonga St. George. He wasn't in St. George Northwest, eh? He was the candidate in St. George Northeast. And who was the campaign manager? And Nazim Burke at that point in time?
His brother.
All right. So we understand what's going on.
But then I met him, Kennedy, in Tonga the last time, and he told me he's very passionate about the health care situation in this country, so he's going to go independent. I surprised he went and star. I said, Lord, them men real convinced Nazim is.
But how could anybody try to convince me that the NDC is the better vehicle to move healthcare forward in Grenada? How can I would like somebody to convince me. As I said, I went to the General Hospital. My elder son was in the General Hospital during the reign of the NDC. And these people had the tubes, the IV tubes and the catheters. And they washed them. And they had them taking the sea breeze in the back, drying off, to reuse.
You know what is amazing?
That's how low we had come.
What amazing.
I still have the photos, so they can't say a lie.
The most aggressive NDC on our platform is the former Minister of Health, Ann Peters.
Yeah.
She was when she on a platform, she's spitting fire. How come you don't see her on platform now?
Sister Ann has gone into retirement.
Sister Ann was Minister of Health.
Yes.
And she used to plead and beg in cabinet every Monday for assistance. Plead. At one time they said to me, she talking too much. We got to move her from the ministry. She pleaded and begged because the situation in the hospital during NDC time was so terrible. That is why she lost her tongue now. You don't hear in one word all the noise because they wasn't even paying the suppliers. They was not even paying the suppliers for the medication. That is why Sister Ann Peters lost her tongue now. She don't on the platform again because she used to be spitting fire. She used to be spitting fire.
And that is the entire thing. You realize that certain people, you're not seeing them in the NNP camp, but you're definitely not seeing them in the NDC camp either.
No.
They have just gone absolutely set. 27 days to election, huh? 27 days. Nomination day is Tuesday.
Tuesday coming?
Tuesday coming is nomination day. 20th. Tuesday coming is nomination day. And you realize that certain people are silent. And they have their reasons why they're silent.
Yeah, very silent.
They have their reasons why they're silent.
Imagine that I was speaking to one of the St. Andrews candidates in NDC, and they tell me in one village alone, they still have 160 IC, you know. Cannot identify. So when you have 160 IC cannot identify in one village, it's a lot of work you have to do. You have to go and put face to this name and still do political work among these people. That shows how far behind they are.
But it's strange as well in that when it comes to the St. George Northeast constituency, you had a situation where some people disappeared all of a sudden from in St. George Northwest. And the name was suddenly popping up in St. George Northeast.
Yep.
And some people, because they know that Claudette getting a lash in tongue, and they are known supporters of the NDC, their name suddenly disappeared from tongue, and it appeared in St. George Northeast. And you had people from one or two other areas that ought to be in those areas. I think of some 56 ended up in St. George Northeast, and you ask yourself, why? The thing is, there's a certain thing called self-identification. There's a certain thing called self-identification. Accuse KB of liking ice cream. KB like ice cream too much, he like ice cream. But it's me that like ice cream.
Yeah.
But KB like ice cream, he like ice cream.
They will speak for
It's
yourself.
me that like ice cream. And it's also, I mean, I read the book Animal Farm. I think I had to do it for CXC and things. I read Animal Farm inside out. So every time I hear NDC say, putting people first, I remember Animal Farm.
Yes.
Anytime I hear NDC say, putting people first, I remember Animal Farm. And you know what is very telling? They say, come March 13th, they will be putting people first. So where the people is now?
But they never like people.
Under the foot.
So where the people know?
Yeah, under the foot.
Like
They trampling the people.
If you know, ask if they like people. Ask them when last they go and look for jukes in paradise.
But I'd like to know if they went and looked for Mr. Joe, Mr. Joe in Ideal Bakery.
If ask NDC if they like people. At one time was only Maureen Emmanuel, Tillman Thomas, and jukes that walking through this country trying to resuscitate the NDC when they got 15. Ask them when last they go and look for jukes in paradise.
Right there in paradise.
If they say they like people.
Yeah.
You have to demonstrate that you can act, you know. You can't pretend you love people, you know.
But then let's hear this one. Let's hear what now deceased former Prime Minister George Brizan had to say about Nazim Burke. And this was on the January the 6th, 2011. The program was Business Files.
You were very high during the campaign in praise of the Minister of Finance because you thought he had the background and the training, etc., with regard to handle the problems that we are facing. What is your feeling now after 2.5 years?
Well, I'm a bit disappointed, speaking honestly.
Would you care to say why?
Well, keep the disappointment private.
Fair enough.
And that was former Prime Minister, former political leader, foundation member of the National Democratic Congress, Mr. George Horatio Brizan.
And an economist.
What he had to say about Nazim Burke.
A brilliant economist.
In fact, what he really wanted to say was so bad because you could listen to the long pause because like you could basically hear the cogs in his mind turning. I wonder if I should really answer that. I'm disappointed, but he didn't even want to go into the disappointment and say what it is. That's why we say the NDC now is not the decent NDC that you may have had of Braffett or Brizano. So this is not the same organization. They only want to ratchet people now in polling stations.
They want to. You understand? They want to continue to train Grenadian citizens.
Who you think responsible for poisoning the minds of the NDC to make them become so confrontational and antagonistic now? Is the program they listen every day? Don't allow outsiders to set the tone and the agenda of your party. It must come from the leadership. People must be eager. Okay, when Dr. Mitchell appear on a platform, everybody rush into the stage and try to pick every word that comes out of his mouth. You know? It's different from NDC. They listen to Kem, they don't listen to Naz. That's the difference. That's the difference. You must set the tone as a leader, set the agenda. Don't let people outside. Right now, they can't talk to him. He's balling in the head. You know?
Yeah, they can't talk to him.
They're balling in the head. They're afraid to talk to him. But it's the comfort zone. That's where they go.
Yeah, they comfort.
That's where they go. Although they distance themselves from that's the comfort zone.
Well, their supporters are you see, they're so foolish, eh? Their supporters.
And we're speaking about the executive.
Yeah, the executive. They're so foolish. Their supporters, they want to be energized and so, right? And you're not giving them a reason to be energized. You're using, my Lord. Let me stay there.
Let's hear some more from. Let's hear some more from former Prime Minister Brizan.
I am surprised that they have not come to you, and I guess I have said that. The last question I had in that regard is, from what you have said that they don't come to you, assume that you really don't have much influence on the government or the party.
That is correct.
Again, I assume that a lot of us...
They're assuming that I have influence,
Yes.
but that is not correct.
In fact, the rumors are wrong that you're part of what is called the second cabinet.
That's wrong.
That is wrong.
If there's any second cabinet, that is wrong.
So you really, George Brizan, have really no influence on the party or the government.
Correct.
I hope that they are listening and they would change that approach and reach out to you and to Sir Nicholas Bradford for suggestions and advice.
But it's up to them.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, I will not give any advice to anyone like that. I will only give advice if I'm asked. And once I give advice, you would know. I've known but George Brizan. Once he gives advice, you have to do what he says.
Yes.
Because if you don't, he will give you no more advice.
Yeah.
No more advice.
George Brizan. Yeah. George, because I'm hearing the NDC is trying to channel George Brizan now and do like if... I could use a personal example, I went to the General Hospital. I think it would have been 2010. 2010, yeah, I think it would have been 2010 or 2011 at the General Hospital. And while there, waiting with a relative of mine, I went to the outpatient clinic, and there was former Prime Minister George Brizan on a bed out in the open. NDC was in power. They didn't even have enough decency to say this man was a former Prime Minister and bring him into a room or something. Apparently they had brought him down via ambulance for his normal checkup, and they had him outside there in the open. That is the way that they treated a former head of government. That is the way that they treated the foundation member of their party. This was not the NNP government. This was under NDC government. In fact, I personally went to the nurse in charge and I said, listen, this gentleman is a former Prime Minister and he should not be treated like that, because I would not like to see, even though I may not be a supporter of the NDC, I would not like to see that happen to my political leader or any member of my party in the future. And it's the word that I get. They did take him and bring him into a room, but it's the word that I get for coming out and saying that in the first place.
What's about Ideal Bakery?
Well,
what's about Ideal Bakery?
That's why I'm asking if they
Ideal Bakery sell his house to keep NDC going. They couldn't pay the rent. NDC sold his house, and he was the interim leader.
Yeah, he held
that party
together before.
And when they asked him what he wanted, he said he didn't want anything.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want anything. And at the end, they went in Simon and scratched him and name out. No, in Simon in Telescope, where they had the convention.
Yeah, Telescope.
Mm-hmm. They went and scratched him and him out to kick him out of the party.
Yeah. But the former Prime Minister had a conscience.
No, Tillman say, oh God, no.
No.
I mean, but still, you had people like Mr. Colin Labari and these decent gentlemen and so. And you basically, like, you shred all the decent people out. And when you look at the NDC right now, you're trying, because I'm wondering, a lot of people speak about Franca Bernardine. I'm wondering, how could Franca Bernardine sit down there? The Franca Bernardine that I think we all know.
She heard the tape?
But Franca has to have heard that tape by now. And if she hasn't heard, I'm sure her husband has heard. Good morning, sir. I'm sure that her husband here and each other.
Good morning, Councillor.
She from civil society too.
So I am wondering, how could she sit in the same executive with people who have been planning such? How can you sit in the same executive with Glenn Noel? And in fact, had that same individual that's speaking on that tape come to your constituency that you're seeking to run for,
but even after
and make that statement,
even after the tape, Tilo still continue to be on the platform and do as if the tape never exists. The soldier for Christ.
I'm trying to
hypocrite at the highest level.
I'm trying to understand, because a lot of people say, oh, Franca is a decent person, Franca is this, Franca is that, the other, and so on. But how could you sit in an organization where they say, you, Franca Bernardine, how can you sit in an organization where they're saying, don't put decent people in the polling stations? Remember, you were Madam Civil Society, eh? And you are sitting in an organization that's saying, get scamps, ratchet people, and ghetto people, and put in the polling stations. If you have nice, decent people, don't put them there. Send them to do something else. Maybe they could go and cook food for people for the day or transport people. But get ratchet, scampish people, and even saying that nothing is wrong with being scampish.
Let's suppose they still want to carry the plan. What would be our position? What would be NNP position if the NDC still want to carry out that plan? What do you think our people should do? How we should behave? How we should react? What the police should do? What the people in the electoral office should do? Let's suppose they still want to continue on that line. We behaving as if they abandon the plan, you know.
But
we don't know, you know.
But the good thing about it, what we know, is that the electoral office has made a comment on certain things like that, and we know that the Royal Grenada Police Force on that day, right, will be out there looking for all sorts of things and persons who are trying to disrupt the election. So, you know, and as NNP supporters and persons who will be around the polling division, we just got to be vigilant, be on guard, and we see anything suspicious, we report it to the relevant authorities.
Yeah, I think they want confusion, so we should not fail to in the
trap.
You understand? We should leave everything up to the police.
Law enforcement.
Yes, indeed.
To handle it. We should not take the law into our own hand
no,
and argue and quarrel or fight with them.
No, that's what they want. That's what they want. They want that confrontational way.
Yeah, but we should not fall into
we will not give it to them.
Let the police handle this case. Of course, I think the police are aware of the tape.
Of course.
They're aware of the plan, you know, so...
Watch, KB, one thing to understand, that this present NDC, the leadership, was born out of chaos and confusion, you know.
Yeah, but they must keep it within their own confines.
Well, they can't. You see, they have to spill out their belly and their guts.
We have to understand that there are certain people within the organization who would not be part of this sort of plan, who refuse to be part of that sort of plan. But they also have to understand that if out of government, the intention is to surround yourself with scamps and ratchet people and that sort of thing, that if perchance the NDC were to ever get the opportunity, don't expect them to change the people that they're surrounded with.
No.
Okay, Sheldon, why you think they right now trying to paint a bad picture of the process? In case they lose, they will try to
but the excuses
delegitimate the election process?
I believe that they are already looking for the excuses. They know what is coming. They know for a fact that they don't have the capacity to win the general election. So they're trying every trick in the book right now and also placing themselves into a position that, look, when we lose, this is what we're going to say, this is why we lose. So they have the thing that they already...
Voter pardon.
Yeah, the NNP part. That's what they're going to say. They may even be planning to go the route of challenging the results in court. I will not be surprised that within the next 27 days as well, that there's an attempt by the NDC to go to court to stall the elections from taking place.
Okay.
I'm saying it today. Today is the 14th, Valentine's Day, Ash Wednesday. KB ain't go and get your ashes yet. But Ash Wednesday, you ain't
not yet.
Right. Yeah, Ash Wednesday, Valentine's Day, 2018. I'm saying it now. I fully expect the NDC to go to court to attempt to stop elections from taking place when they have to take place on the 13th of March.
But they have time to protest protest any irregularities.
They could do
they
what
have
they
enough
want.
time.
They could do
but I
what
think it's
they
going to
want.
go beyond that. Remember when it came to the constitutional referendum, that's what they did. They attempted to stall the process. They attempted to gain some sort of victory by stopping the constitutional referendum from taking place on the day that it ought to have taken place on. And I think that they'll be attempting to do the same thing again.
I need to ask you a question. Let's suppose the people reject them at the polls. 15 again. They lost all 15 seats. Do they qualify to be senators? Or
no.
They
voted against that.
Or the senatorship should be split up among
not for them.
GOD, the new party, independent,
yes,
everybody.
Yes, the waterfall.
Yes, give everybody share it up because everybody participate.
Not them. They vote against.
They participate.
I would think that Her Excellency the Governor General would make that decision.
Yes, her good judgment.
And that she would make a proper decision that whatever decision was made in 2013, I'm hoping that it doesn't happen like that again.
Give
That you
everybody a bite.
Yeah, that you have one party that just
dominate.
That you find different people that are not necessarily people who ran for election and lost. But there are people out there in the society who may make a valuable contribution.
Very much
who
so.
can be considered to be totally independent, even though every human being has their bias, but who is independent thinking and minded, that would be able to make proper contributions towards national development. And I believe once it goes that direction again, that the Governor General will make the proper decision. I have all faith in our head of state. And I believe that she would make the proper decision once that happens again. But at the same token, you have Senator Burke and the NDC. Well, so far I hear about 15 people get promised to be senators. About 15 people.
They might put,
50. Well, the thing is, they don't even have 15.
They might give up. They might give Kem Jones and Jenny senator.
No. He want Nagma. He want Nagma.
And the other one wanted Governor General.
Yeah.
So, but it's amazing because you have these young guys running around and they keep speaking and saying it out right there that they've been promised that they're going to go into the Senate. They've been promised they're going to go into the Senate. And so far, at my count, is up to 15 of them now. So each man being told, don't worry, don't tell nobody. Yes, but as soon as we come in, because you have some young ones going out there and saying straight up, be careful you're talking to the next minister of this or the next minister of that, and so careful you're speaking to me.
Yeah, before we go out, what you want to make it for is almost certain the Prime Minister would not be going on and debate with Nazim on national television. We've been advised that. People too said the majority of NNP I spoke to, they said no, the Prime Minister should not go. So it's up to the party and the Prime Minister where they want to go. But from what I'm hearing on the ground, they feel the Prime Minister should stay away because they never want to be part of anything. National development plan, they don't want to be part of it. Independent, they don't want to be part of it. A referendum, they don't want to be part of it.
This year they try to be part of independence.
Yes, because I feel they realize they want, not even that. They was asking for
somewhere with a crowd in. They have been having problems with that
crowd.
They was asking for Nazim to speak independent there too.
Imagine that.
They was even bolsero.
They bold face,
You know, so I feel that's a no-no. Again, I surprised that people like former Prime Minister Tillman Thomas and some of those people with that high, moral principle don't come out and denounce that tip, whoever involved in the tip. I was surprised, some of this, he's
associating himself with Ratchet.
The civil society. I mean, call on Sister Judy Williams and Miss Ferguson, they're always starring. Call them and ask what's about the tape, what you have to say. Put them in a position.
I remember.
If they agree.
I remember a particular political leader made a statement. There are persons within Grenada who are training mercenaries to hijack the election process.
Who make that decision? Who make that statement? You can't do that. They can't make that statement. We don't know that. Who want to hijack election? Not NNP. No.
Definitely not.
NNP not.
We'll never do that.
Before we run out of
trying
time,
to do that.
Before we run out of time, folks, just to remind you, there's that meeting in Concord, 6:30 this afternoon at St. John. Then we have that one in Davie in St. Patrick. That's a joint meeting. St. Mark, St. Patrick, East and West. That's at 6:30 as well.
And then you have in St. Andrews, Northeast, close to the cemetery in Tivoli. That's around the bridge there. All right, Senator Kate Lewis.
In Carriacou. Yeah, Carriacou tomorrow. That's going to be in Bogles for 7 p.m.
How are we going up there? Good?
Yeah, man. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Believe me.
Where are we going Sunday?
Yeah. Sunday, we'll be going to Plains. Plains in St. Patrick. Yeah, so we'll be in St. Patrick on Sunday. But tomorrow, for the people of Carriacou, Bogles Crossroad, they have buses passing through different areas. Abu and Plastic are passing through Windward, Dover, and Belvedere. Putty in Leicester and Lauriston. Power, between Hillsborough, Beaujeu, Kako, and Prospect Hall. Rupert in Harveyvale and Belmont. Anslim in Montreal and Top Hill. Francoy in Mount Pleasant and Bel Air, Rude Boy in Bellevue South, 6 Roads and Brunswick. All buses leave at 6:30 to Bogles, all right? So that's the New National Party out there in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, all right? And you mentioned Kate's meeting.
Yeah, Kate's meeting there. It's at Tivoli, close to the cemetery. And so it starts at 7 p.m. this evening.
Yes, indeed.
But Sheldon, the time is running out us. We don't have much national meeting again.
No.
Yeah.
After Sunday, just a couple.
Our 2 more.
Yeah, because as I said, 27 days, eh?
Yeah.
27 days.
Divided
in
into
total.
3.
27
9
days.
Therefore, 3 more Sundays?
About that.
About that.
About that. You heard the NDC, again, catching a hissy fit, or a sissy fit, whichever one you want to call it.
Sissy fit.
About the NNP having secured the television time for our final rally on the 11th, and that we should give up one to them. I mean, what kind of thing is that?
They never wanted to know the date for election, you know.
Yeah,
Listen, these people like this, they shoot themselves in their own foot, you know. We wanted the Prime Minister to, all of us say right, the Prime Minister have too much power.
Yeah,
he should never have the date in the back pocket. We should know beforehand. We said, let's go and vote for it. They said, no, leave the Prime Minister with it in the back pocket.
And they vex now.
What you vex for that? You vote against it
vexing
because you
everyone
allow Kim to set the tone and the agenda.
Exactly.
He come back to haunt you now. So if they knew beforehand when would be the date of election, they had enough time to secure television time.
Competitively.
Let's look at this scenario. New National Party wins 15 seats. All right. What happens to the NDC?
They have to reform. They have to reform.
I would not like to see the demise.
No, because we are Democrats, you know.
Yeah,
we are true Democrats. We want opposition. We don't want no one-party state. But they have to qualify for it. We cannot hand it. It will not be handed to them on a silver platter.
And that's what they keep saying.
You have to dissolve it. You have to dissolve it, and you have to own it.
Because remember, in 2008, the Grenadian people gave the National Democratic Congress 11 seats, you know.
A chance.
What did they do with it? They give them a chance.
But that same thing.
They destroyed Grenada in 4.5 years. Why should they give them a chance again?
Well,
no.
They need to reform. They need to have a different mindset, different philosophy. You see what happened? Once
the leader must go.
But if you bring another leader with the same mind, the same attitude, the same result, you get it.
I believe nobody have a kind of mind like this.
You see what happened? You have to change the attitude. You see, once the public convince you're not patriotic, you have love and you don't love country.
I like a lie.
You have a problem with that. The people, listen, Grenadian people, smart people. Don't watch this ordinary
that is the problem.
People on the street. You feel they're stupid. They're not stupid.
That is the problem the NDC is having. They keep taking Grenadians for fools. So they keep saying things. So, okay, you come and you say, Sheldon lying. Right. You ask them, well, what is he lying about? Well, he's just lying. Because they want you to just believe anything they say without being able to test it and verify it. So they continue walking around and saying, oh, come on, Parksell, come on, Parksell. Say, well, where's the evidence? The Prime Minister has stated that is not an option.
The quarry.
There's nothing like that. It's sell. And even though you answer the questions, they keep repeating the same lies over and over and over because they read Goebbels. And they understand that, they have to repeat it to try and get people to understand. You know it's Glenn and them that day, so they understand these things. But at the same token, it's also not understanding that doing that in 1934, Germany was one thing. Everybody depended on the radio and the newspapers and word of mouth. This is 2018. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, radio, television, internet, email, WhatsApp, cell phone, so many different means.
And it could be verified.
Checking and verifying information within seconds.
Exactly.
That from when something is said. So anyway, that's kind of giving them advice.
I find I can stray in and give them advice.
Well, I continue doing all
that. We do this for the interest of this country. Anything we say, and listen, there is time we just give them tips as how to behave. You
need to,
and what they should do.
We need to. We are all fellow Grenadians.
Our fellow Grenadians will give them tips and say, hey, let's be no, try and be no,
yeah,
try and less
devious
arrogant.
and be
More,
arrogant.
your tone must
yes.
be more conciliatory, like, you know.
Yeah.
And
show a little love.
Show a little love.
Yes.
And then you go bring people to you.
Exactly.
We just give them the tips.
But they don't want to take it. They head hard.
Hatred cloud their vision.
Yes, boy.
The
That level of hatred
for the Prime Minister cloud their vision. And they cannot bear to see, to realize how popular is still this Prime Minister, how well he doing, and how the international community looking at Grenada now. They can't listen. I coming across there. When you reach on the carronage, you don't know which is yacht and which is tourist boat. You know. Just watch the carronage now. You don't know which is boat, which is yacht. The yacht almost same size as a tourist boat. You watch it now. And imagine how this place transformed. That is what people seeing. That's what people feeling. And they're feeling the effect. The economic effect, the positive effect it having in their life. So what you would tell them? What you would tell them? They don't pass and look at the kind of yacht I see this morning.
Morning to the Taxi Association.
I think they still wanted the old iron and thing there.
Why?
I think they still wanted the old iron and thing in the water there.
Yeah.
The little scrap boat come every now and again and take some old iron and go with it.
Performance beat old talk. Performance beat old talk.
All the time.
Performance beat old talk all the time. And I really want to always come here. I want to congratulate Devon, you and Sheldon. Are doing a wonderful, job. Sometimes while
you bail me, right?
No, they threatening you. What is it?
No, they said I threatened them.
Oh, you're not the kind of person.
No, I think that they want to try to twist what I say into a discussion. I simply said that I've received information that they are going to launch some very nasty attacks on members of the New National Party and their families, and that you have the concept of mutually assured destruction. That in the case of the United States and Russia, it was a case of if you launch your missiles, be assured the other side could launch missiles as well. And I was telling them, simply, don't go that direction. Let me keep it clean. Let's keep the campaign clean. Because if they want to go that direction, there are some of us that could go that direction too. There are some of us that could go, they take that as a threat. That's not a threat, that's a promise. Mutually assured destruction is a promise, it's not a threat.
You know what is good about the Prime Minister and the leaders of the NNP? Don't have to go that route.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying let's keep it clean. But in the desperation of the next 27 days, expect anything coming out from the NDC. Anything coming out from the NDC. Anything coming out from that group.
So you think they do this tax already and they realize they're far behind in all the constituencies?
They have been doing surveys. They have been doing questions. They've been going out and they've been doing their canvassing and so on. They know that they have a problem nationally. And outside of the statements that we've heard from Patrick Simmons, from Persuader, from Andal, and from others, outside of the statement, and even from Nazim Burke himself, that they have a national problem, and their national problem is their national leader. Their leader is not liked. He's not likable. He's not seen as competent nationally. And they know they have that problem. Patrick Simmons knows he has that problem. All four candidates in St. Andrew know that their leadership is a problem. All of their candidates in St. George and St. Patrick, they know that their leadership is a problem. It's like an albatross, it's the weight around the neck.
Albatross around the neck.
Yeah. So it's a problem, and they know that, and it has been showing up. I heard Claudia Joseph saying that when she's going around, they're having that problem, that people are not accepting them coming around and not accepting the message, whatever that message is of the NDC. But then you have to ask yourself again, what is the message that they're coming with? Because when you have a political meeting and you spend all of your time attacking two people, Keith Mitchell and Peter David. Anyway, there's advice again.
But what is surprising,
20 minutes past
27 days. Time up.
What is surprising? What is surprising? Up till now, they cannot find a message.
Well, they're in a mess without a message. So
let's prepare for next election. Let's have enough time to get message back for next election.
Indeed. Folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. KB, any final words?
Well, all we have to do is to put our logistic in place. and bring out our supporters. And we want to win big in every polling station. And there is a competition for who will sing first.
Yeah.
Right now I'm backing Miss Evelyn Pierre. I'm backing Evelyn Pierre for singing first. You guys, I was in her constituency. I was in Evelyn Pierre constituency that day, and people still asking for jersey. Even no meeting, they still asking for jersey.
She very energized.
Right now, I think
the four ladies in St. Andrews.
Yes,
they well energized.
They will, but I think right now a chief from St. Patrick's East, I think I'm backing Miss Emily Pierre to win first. To sing first.
You have 27 more days and you go still switch, eh?
The bottom line is I want all of you to sing. All right, that's all the time we have for our talk. I'd like to thank the stations for staying with us and all of you listeners, those of you on the live, those of you listening via terrestrial radio, all of you at the various radio stations. We'd like to thank each and every one of you and KB for being here with us today. You see, we just make a call and we take no time flat the helicopter, drop him off. Yeah. Devon, last thing.
Hey, all I can say is that let's keep moving.
Yes, indeed. And whatever you say, whatever you do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. You know, I even cue a tune. Out. You know, I even cue a nice little tune to play when we go in, man. I got to give them the little kind of gospel thing they do.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
The quality of the team we have put together for this current general elections is one of my proudest achievements. This Dream 15 is made up of achievers and successful people and of members with a genuine grounding in their communities and inspired by the love they have for people. These are what set this team apart from the so-called alternative. Ours is one of continuity and renewal, and built with a determination to expand opportunities for youth and women. If elections are about choices, which they are, then the choice this election is clearer than in any previous poll. Love wins every time. Care wins every time. Competence wins every time. Performance beats old talk every time.
Ministry of Foreign Affairs disputes claims of Grenada being prevented from exercising voting rights in international circle. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the National Report, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says Grenada is not being prevented from exercising its voting rights in the United Nations Community of Nations. It was responding to news reports that this country has lost its voting rights in the UN as a result of unpaid dues. The ministry says on February 5, 2018, the permanent mission of Grenada to the UN dispatched a check to the United Nations Secretariat for processing of the country's dues for 2018, and in that respect, it expects to see this reflected soon in the UN's information system. A release was issued which states that in real terms, Grenada has not been prevented from exercising its voting rights in the Community of Nations because the first voting opportunity of 2018 is in June, when Grenada votes in support of candidates or member states for non-permanent membership on the United Nations Security Council. The ministry says Grenada continues to maintain a high level of credibility and respect at the United Nations and in the wider international community. Grenada is among 3 regional countries that will share in a $26 million allocation from the World Bank for the execution of the OECS Regional Tourism Competitiveness Project. The other beneficiaries are St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The project seeks to promote economic growth in a sustainable manner through facilitation of access and movement of travelers through a pilot ferry service and rehabilitation of selected tourism sites. The project has 4 components. Facilitation of movement of people, which has been allocated $2.25 million, pilot tourism infrastructure investment with an allocation of $18.54 million, market development and promotional capacity building $2.79 million, and project implementation support $2.15 million. Grenada's project development site is Fort George. During the project launch on Tuesday, Tourism Minister Dr. Clarice Modest Kerwin challenged Grenadians to make the best of the project opportunity. This, she says, comes after years of planning to develop tourism sites with little or no funding.
Fort George is a big thing. So when we start here, we're not only addressing one little space, but we addressing a bigger thing. And if we start talking about Fort George, we have to start talking about sometime later on an extension, a phase 2 of the project, Fort Matthew. We have other forts here. Very interesting, very rich in history. So this thing is not just, it's huge. It's huge. But it's what we do with it, it's how we do it, it's how we take advantage of the opportunity that's been offered here.
Team leader from the World Bank, John Anderson, says the project is the critical next step in Grenada's tourism development.
The project provides critical financing for investing in Grenada's tourism assets. We heard from P.S. Utram the many years of plans that have been in place and visions that have been put in place to try to upgrade the Fort George site, strengthen the tourism destination that's offered here. And now there's nearly $4 million in financing available to upgrade the infrastructure, strengthen the historical explanations, provide marketing and management planning support to make this a signature heritage tourism destination for the region.
The project should be completed in 2023. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
The safety on our roads make this a major priority. Health of our people, a crucial necessity. Accidents happen when road users are either irresponsible or inconsiderate in one way or the other. Play your part. Reduce your speed. Be attentive. It is your personal responsibility. Let 2017 be the start of no more road fatality. Be safe, be seen, be smart. So let's wise up as a nation. Get to your destination safe.
The Parliamentary Elections Office is seeking to put to rest the fears of those who may turn up to vote on March 13th without their national identification card. During a workshop held recently with media practitioners, Supervisor of Elections Mr. Alex Phillips said another form of identification can be used in place of the national ID.
If the card is lost, please remember that you can vote without the card. But we love persons to have the cards once you have it, because it can help to speed up the process.
He explained that there are 269 ballot boxes, 254 for the regular polls, and 15 for police officers, 1 for each constituency. The election supervisor says the office is working to ensure a fair and accountable election process.
We are preparing right now for nomination. We have put out notices in the Gazette and the newspapers, the several newspapers, informing the persons of where nomination will take place. We are out there in the field speaking to the candidates and the agents, sort of getting them to know their rights and responsibility so that we can be on one level playing field as we prepare for this election. We are very excited about it.
The Ministry of Health's National Infectious Disease Control Unit, NIDCU, will on Wednesday conduct HIV/AIDS rapid testing for individuals and couples who are willing to know their status. Officials at the unit told the Government Information Service that the Valentine's Day exercise will run from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Individuals can just walk in and they will be counseled and given their results on the same day. The exercise billed as a gift of love, a gift of health, Know Your Status would take place at the NIDCU's headquarters at the General Hospital's compound near the newly constructed wing Phase 2. And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.